Hi, I am the Unwanted American. Here's why. Part 1, by the way, the Unwanted American. Have you ever been to the DMV? First of all, the DMV is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. If you've lived in America all your life, everybody knows they'd rather go and uh, put puzzles together with their in laws that they can't stand than go to the DMV to have to get anything. It's Satan's playground. Anyway, the DMV. Now in New York, they're passed a state law. It's not federal, but it's state law. The federal people they're in a conundrum to where they can be sued either way, working there as an employee at the DMV. But anyway, we won't go into all that. The point is, when I've gone to the DMV in times past, as you know, it is I just can't even. I could go on forever about what a nightmare it is. But anyway, regardless of the attitudes, regardless of all this, usually need two pieces of mail showing where you live and that you do have an established home. You need a birth certificate, and if you go in there, and God forbid, you've left your Social Security card or didn't bring both pieces of that mail to show where you live, and or your light bill or whatever, or your your ID, um, or we all know how many of you have had to run all the after being in line forever, have to leave when you get up there. You're finally up there and you think it's about to happen, and then what happens? You have to leave and go all the way across town. You might have to go miles to get a birth certificate or something to that effect, or you might have to leave and go to a clerk's office, and see if you can't get, a birth certificate or the courthouse or something like that. But I've been to the DMV before and had to leave when I was younger, 2 or 3 times because they needed this one piece of paper, to prove that I am who I am. Even though I'm standing there with my ID, I'm standing there with my ID with my face on it. I'm standing there with my Social Security card, and even standing there with a military ID showing exactly who I am. I may have forgot something, and we all know what a nightmare it is to have to go and come, go and come, go and come. And then if you've got tickets or anything like that in your record, or you got some kind of something to where you can't get your license until you go and pay off a fine or something like that, then we all know you got to run down to the clerk's office at the jailhouse, the courthouse, wherever, But it is a nightmare. But however, if you're an II or illegal immigrant, you can waltz right in there, and because you have no past, you have no record, you have nothing on you, you can't prove anything. But you can waltz in there and get a driver's license, pay your 26, your 35, your 55, whatever it is in your state, and walk out with a driver's license. Wow. What about insurance, car insurance? Now, we all know car insurance can be a nightmare as well. But when it comes to car insurance, if you've lived in America all your life, or even half your life, you've lived in America, you know what a nightmare car insurance can be. Because if you've got any infractions at all on your driving record, or home insurance, life insurance, anything like that, but talking about car insurance, if you got any infraction, let's say speeding tickets, reckless driving, drunk driving, anything like that, running over a bunch of people, whatever the case may be, guess what? You're paying an arm and a leg to get insurance. Well, the II can walk in there. they can't look his record up because he don't have a record. We don't know the crimes he's committed. He may have snuck over here. He may have killed his way to get here. He could be a pedophile, rapist. Could be anything. Because he's here illegal. And if you don't care to break the law and then go into a country illegal, then you don't care about that country and you don't care about their laws. But you can still go in and get insurance. It's easier than the American veteran. So, although I am a lifelong American and a veteran, I served my country, would have died for so that you could be free and anybody else. They can get help before I can with these things. And quicker, because they have no way of doing a background check. Let's say we're going to buy a car. Well, when we all know if you decided to lease or something like that, you got to have good credit. Not if you're an illegal immigrant. Because if they do your background check, your credit's going to be good. Now, you may not have good credit yet, but no credit is better than bad credit. So if you've been through a series of bad divorces, or one bad divorce, or you've been through a series where you've been sick or whatever, and you've had to get things done, this and that, or whatever, you had a girlfriend that ran your credit cards up, guess what? Got a hard time getting that car. You sure ain't going to be able to lease that car if your credit is bad. You know this. You go to buy it and you want low payments, forget about it. You got infractions or anything on your credit, your background check on your credit check. You got stuff on your credit. And you will not be able to get that car without paying an arm and a leg down, and then your monthly payments will be the same as your insurance. But the illegal immigrant, they got a clean credit. So they can walk in, they can lease, they can walk in, they can buy, they can get the low payments. What about a home? Well, of course, they'll do a credit check definitely on a home. But if you don't have no background, if they don't know who you are, if you can't produce it, it's getting to the point, I'm making a point here that it's getting so bad that if you can't produce this stuff and you're an illegal immigrant, but you're an American, I mean, it's cutting your arms and legs off here trying to live. But the illegal immigrant don't have to worry about a background check, even though he may, in some other country he may have cut heads off, been an axe murderer, whatever. He's living better than you are. He also don't have to pay taxes. We do. You know why? Because we're victims of being born here. It's starting to not be such a good thing, is it? Let's talk about this. Banking. Banking. Well, if you want a loan, banking, whether it be a car loan, house loan, or just a loan, if they run your credit, you ain't getting that loan. If you've ever had a repossession, if you've ever had anything, any infraction at all on your credit history, you can forget that loan, no matter what you need it for. Although I am a lifelong American and a veteran, I cannot get the loan I need, because when I was younger and didn't know any better, had let some credit things go bad. So here I am, older now, much more wiser, but I'm still being punished for the things of my youth. Kind of like the president has been punished for the things he done 20, 30 years ago. Things he said. You know, people grow up, people get wiser. This is ridiculous. Now, what about government help? Let's talk about government help. EBT, food stamps. Now, when I was younger, I had to get on food stamps once due to my injuries in the military and stuff. I had to keep trying to work and stuff. But anyway, after I got out of the military, it embarrassed me. The first time I had to go get on food stamps, they looked at me and they told me, "Don't feel embarrassed. You've worked your whole life. That's what this is for. This is for you people that have worked your whole life and paid taxes. That's what this is for. You shouldn't feel ashamed." You know, it embarrassed me because I graduated with that girl. And here she was having to give me food stamps. But you know what? If I had a felony or a felony record of any kind, even if it was some simple felony, simple possession, anything like that of a joint or something, or if I had to defend myself and I had to beat some people up or something like that, I had a felony. Or if I, at one time, was having to take pain medicine and stuff because of the injuries I sustained in the military and stuff, and then I became dependent on the medicine, the opioids. That bad name, the opioids. Well, guess what? If I've ever had any felonies or anything, or been caught with them in my car, and I had the bottle with me and caught a felony or something like that, then I can forget food stamps. I can forget anything like that. I can forget any kind of care whatsoever, but not the illegal immigrant. They can come over here. Who knows, they may have laid under a palm tree eating bananas, or laid on the beach, or just grew up not working at all, not holding down a job, never paid any kind of taxes in their life, but can come over here and get food stamps when I can't, or my wife can't, who has put in her fair share all her life and paid her taxes just as I did. So if you get anything on your background, you can forget any help from the government as far as EBT and food stamps. What about health care? Health care. My wife can't get health care. And at this point, I am a retired veteran, an American, who I myself could go to the VA, but the VA treats you so badly, I don't want to go there. Which I won't get into all of that. But if I have to be taken somewhere else, other than a VA or something like that, or my wife needs help, she can't get it. If she needs any kind of medical help, she absolutely cannot get it. But you come over here, and I mean, what a dream, you know, to come over here and not have to pay taxes, go to work, be able to start businesses, you know, all kinds of things like that. And then after 7 years, when it's time for you to start paying taxes, you just pass the business on over to your brother or your sister, but keep it in the family, and then nobody ever has to pay taxes. Well, so even though my wife and I have worked until I cannot work anymore, and we've been tax-paying Americans who served our countries, and I served my country well, as well as my wife. At this point, it is getting so bad, the conditions of this country and the ignorance that's going on. It is getting so bad that it's to where I never should have served my country for a nation, one who doesn't care and doesn't care about the flag or its veterans, the real heroes. And me and my wife, neither one of us should have even been born in America. Would have been better off if we were born in some other part of the world. Then maybe we could get some help. That's why I entitled this The Unwanted American, Part 1. Selah.